October the 8th, 2019. Guys, you're looking at satellite images of our East Coast, and we still have about 21 or 22 days left in this year's hurricane season. We also have a front that's bringing wonderful air, cool air here in the south. It's 9:36 a.m., and it's 64 degrees. Can you believe it? Wonderful. Now, it may be kind of a heads up on a cooler winter, but we're dealing with two systems that the National Hurricane Center are watching. One has just moved off the southern tip of the Florida, and one's just north of it, kind of off the Georgia-Florida coast. You've got a lot of moisture already along the northeast, and I'm concerned about possibly some flooding, and I'll show you why. This front, as you can see the cooler air behind it, is going to put a squeeze play on this moisture that we're dealing with in the Atlantic. Remember, we got warm tropical, subtropical air moving from the right to the left of the screen, from east to west, and this cool front. Now, the two systems they're watching, one is a 10% chance, the one that's down close to Florida, but the one right here has about a 30% chance of development, and it's moving northeast. The problem is the one of the models, Canadian model, is showing it stalling for about 3 days, somewhere between Virginia and Long Island. We'll look at that. The first one is a 10% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days. Now, this system looks like it's going to be pulled up into the North Atlantic. It's already going down in the percentage chance of cyclone formation. It was 50 yesterday. But the system right here, it's a 30% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days. Showers and thunderstorms over the western Atlantic between the southeast coast of the U.S. and Bermuda are associated with a broad non-tropical area of low pressure. This system is forecast to move northward or northeastward and could acquire some subtropical characteristics off the east coast of the U.S. by the end of this week. Additional information can be found at the high seas forecast issued by the National Weather Center. Guys, this is, again, I want to look at a model here, and I'm concerned about some flooding. Possibly rip currents, also some tides that are higher than normal, because it already has some rotation at the surface, and we'll look at that on the models. But this cone, what I was showing you there, guys, that storm, the center of that storm can go anywhere in that. Here we're dealing with the Canadian model. It's been probably the most accurate this year so far. Right here is a storm, and notice your timestamp at the bottom, October 12th. It starts to wrap up and pull out, but we're going to go slower. Notice we also have a system that's coming off the coast of Africa. Now, let me slow this down. We're at October 10th. See this at the bottom right? The storm is starting to strengthen, not real strong, but strong enough to have plenty of moisture and maybe some subtropical characteristics. That means you could have some stronger winds, some thunderstorms, high tides, rip currents, definitely. So just think about that. But as we go through this, now we're at the 11th. Now we're at October the 12th. It hasn't moved much. Notice that large red high pressure area above it has it trapped right there. So just kind of keep this in mind over the next few days if you're in this area or if you're traveling to that area. It doesn't look like a real beachy weekend, but we'll just see. It depends on this cool front again that we're seeing move from the west out and towards the Atlantic. How that affects that storm. Will it sit there for 3 days like this model is showing? We'll watch it, guys. You watch it, watch your local weather, and keep in mind we're not quite through with hurricane season yet. So heads up, be safe.